So hello, beautiful tribe, and thank you all so much for coming to Magic Month of September. If you haven't met me before, my name is Karila, and Magic Month is a energy forecast show that gives you an overview of the astrology and the energies for the coming month so that you can use that information to know the best times to manifest, the best times to heal, the best times to align with the cosmos. And it also really helps you to understand the processes that we go through on micro and macro levels. And this is Magic Month of September. I would be really, really grateful if those of you listening live can let me know that you can hear and see and that the technology is working. So please use the chat box to let me know that you can hear and see. I also love Magic Month to be co-creative, so please do use the chat box, say hello, ask questions, give your own guidance and insights and everything like that. And so I'm glad that you can hear and that you can see. And let's begin with a meditation, just to bring us into connection, to bring us into ourselves. September is very much about grounding into our center and clarity of self. And so when you're ready, closing your eyes, and feeling the little muscles all around your eyes relaxing. And as these little muscles relax, notice how your breath changes. Maybe invite your breath to become a full body breath, so that you are really feeling your in-breath and your out-breath as a full-bodied experience, as a wave of prana, of life, rising and falling through you. And now bring your attention to your out-breath, bringing your focus to your out-breath. And with every out-breath, notice if you can feel the gravity, the inner gravity, the pull of your inner self, the pull of your magnetism down towards the earth. And surrender to this pull. Noticing that as you do, Your muscles relax. And there is an inner softening. It is like melted butter. As your mind softens, and any aches and pains you have melt on this pull towards center, towards peace, towards the frequency of the earth. And give yourself the time to really anchor into this now. Anchoring into this webinar, trusting that it is exactly where you are meant to be. Anchoring into this present moment. Anchoring into the earth and the perfect moment of her right now. And as you do, become aware of the space inside of you. A space that isn't any story, that doesn't have any attachment, that isn't any identity. And feel your in-breath rising from this space. As you focus on your in-breath now, feeling your in-breath bringing this space. It is just love up into your heart. Up into your mind. Up into all that your life is. Notice as you feel your heart and your mind and your life with the spacious part of yourself. Notice how you feel. As the cosmic dust from August settles. And you connect to the very, very different energies of September 2023. Take this moment just to notice what you are intuitively sensing about this month. What's the vibration of September like? How is your body responding to this, tuning in to the month? What is the direction of this month in your energy? What do you feel this month is all about? And when you are ready, opening your eyes and coming in to the room. Noticing how you feel. When you're ready, taking a few moments to share about how you're feeling. What did you feel September is about? Let's co-create our intuition reading of September. And so taking a moment just to share. For me, when I've tuned into September, it feels so calm compared to August, which was so powerful and so activatory. September is much more about stability and clarity and direction. Every September, in my experience of Magic Month, there's always this element in September of balance and also embodiment. And I agree that it's about change, but it's about stabilizing into change. Finding stability in truth. When we find stability in truth, that's when change isn't dramatic, it's spacious. And I feel like these transitions and changes and opportunities that you guys are sensing is because, in a way, the embodiment means that, and the astrology in general at this time and life right now in this time of ascension is like, even the ground is not stable. You know, the foundations of our reality are in complete death and rebirth. But September's lessons, September's cosmic map lessons are about being able to ground into that, being able to feel supported through change, being able to find stability not from the ground, but from the center, from your truth, and being able to stabilize in your truth. This is a very, very powerful month for being able to stabilize higher truth. So it's a really beautiful month. So let's go into the astrology and the forecast and the guidance. The big thing that's happening in September is there's a grand trine with earth signs between Mercury, Uranus and Pluto. And because it's like a grand trine of earth signs, there's this real like grounding energy. There's that, what we did at the beginning meditation of that like gravitational pull. That's kind of overlighting the whole month. But Mercury, Uranus and Pluto, you know, Mercury's all about kind of can travel. Uranus is all about revolution, and Pluto's all about shadow and transformation and rebirth. So you've got this grounding energy into the kind of great planets of change. And how I read that, how I feel into that, is that it's about, can you ground into the change? Can you embody it? Can you full body own the change, own the choice, full body feel it? A magic month is a little bit late because I'm traveling, but August was a huge higher self activation, and it was a huge birthing process in many ways, a huge upgrade in many ways. And what it feels to me is that September drops us in to that higher self activation coming into the body. And the guidance that I'm getting about it is that it's about clarity of self. I had somebody, August was brutal. I'm trying to put it nicely. It was amazing, but it was brutal. It was one of the birthing pain months for sure. I don't know if any of you saw Magic Month last time, but I was like there with an eye patch, just suffering, trying to explain August. So, and what I feel in September is this clarity of self. Somebody said something to me in August. They said, there's kind of 3 levels of intimacy. There's deception, then intimacy, and then transparency. And it feels like if we can give ourselves space and time and speak slowly and speak to ourselves spaciously and ground into the change, we can come out of places where we're in deception, come into intimacy, and come out of intimacy and come into transparency in areas of our life that have definitely been rocking. And that is particularly true in the areas that are connected to Venus, because the first thing that happens astrologically in the month always, in my understanding, has a ripple effect into the whole of the month. And the first thing that happened in September was Venus on the 3rd, 4th of September went direct. And Venus retrograde, in my opinion, is the hardest of all the retrogrades. Everybody talks about Mercury. I'm like, Venus is the one that rocks you so much. Because Venus, Venus deals with heart and sexual energy and the abundance in terms of satisfaction and self-satisfaction. And these are, the matters of the heart, the matters of self-love. They're the ones, the matters of relationship. They're the ones that affect us most deeply, that we have the most dramatic and turbulent, and the ones that can really bring up the friction and the wounding, and maybe more than any other area in our lives, And so what the Venus retrograde does is it brings up everything that's not true, that's not aligned, that's attached, that's not coming from higher self, and it shows you it. And now that we have the kind of post retrograde shadow period, which will go until October 8th, we have this opportunity to integrate what we were shown in Venus retrograde. And I feel like the key is, this intention to come out of deception into intimacy, and out of intimacy into transparency. It's 3 levels. Because we can work in a way, as I'm speaking, what's coming through is like the shadow period. The point after the retrograde is when you digest the retrograde. You know, in the retrograde, you're just being rocked about. You're just being flung about. You're being shown everything you need to see. The shadow period is the integration period. And so this beginning of the month, it's a really, really powerful time to be journaling about what came up in July and in August, especially in matters of the heart, in matters of sensuality, in matters of sexual energy, in matters of attachment. And noticing where you can be more transparent, where you can be more simple, where you can be more true. And putting that into practice. That's how you will make the Venus retrograde worth it. And what also happened, and this is really important, is as Venus went direct, Jupiter, who is the planet of abundance and expansion and path, went into retrograde on September 4th. And I feel like the shadow period of Venus is really, really important because, you know, our heart is very much connected to our free will. And it's often our free will that takes us away from our path, that takes us away from the most expansive choices, the biggest growth choices, the choices that are the like Jupiter magic choices. We can often get very, very distracted in matters of the heart. And what you've seen in Venus retrograde, it, because of the overlap, it's like what's been coming up this Venus retrograde, I believe, is the things that Jupiter has been, is the things that have been affecting your path as well, is the things that haven't been serving your abundance and your expansion and your confidence. And that's why this overlap time is so important, because if you do the work that Venus showed you to do, you're going to have a much more expansive Jupiter retrograde. And Jupiter retrograde is very much about inner expansion. It's about gratitude practice. It's about coming into, one of the things I was tuning into just before Magic Month is like, can you cultivate satisfaction? Because sometimes we're so into expansion when Jupiter's direct, but satisfaction is like Jupiter retrograde. You know, it's like, can you be grateful and satisfied? And it's also about truth, especially because of this link with the Venus shadow. It's about, what did my guide say when I was tuning into Magic Month? They said, truth is the action of listening. So the Jupiter retrograde is like, listen. What do you actually want? What do you have to let go of in your path? How can you make space for more clarity of self, more transparency of self, more expansion and satisfaction of self? And this is really going to take us all the way to the end of the year. You know, we're in big times now. This last part of the year is about gearing up for 2024, which is going to be even bigger than 23. And how crazy has 23 been? And so this listening time between now and December, listening to your path, noticing what you have to let go of, noticing where you're not being in your satisfaction and your gratitude, is really important for the alignment next year. And then straight after, on September 6th, we have the Mercury star point, which is when Mercury and the Sun align. And Mercury is like communication. And so this star point is like it's like supercharging your ability to listen, to communicate in many ways, to travel, to channel, to get clear. And I feel like the star point is the like key moment in this Jupiter-Venus retrograde shadow period. It's like, this is what I need to do. This is who I am. Especially if you meditate on that day, especially if you spend time in ceremony, especially if you give time to communicate to yourself and to your heart. And so, yeah, it is exciting. It's absolutely exciting. It's a really nice month, September. It's got this really like beautiful, clear, calm, steady, but bright energy. You know, it's like a no bullshit energy. It's just like, this is how it is. And then the 7th and 8th, we have this like wonderful sun trine with Jupiter. So, and that's just beautiful. The sun is truth. Jupiter, this month is all about Jupiter and inner Jupiter and inner satisfaction. And so Jupiter and the sun, they're like supercharging each other. And Jupiter's also got this like optimism energy. It's like, here is the silver lining. There you go. You're out of Venus retrograde. You're out of August. Here's the great horizon, the big vision. Is absolutely an amazing time to manifest. 7th and 8th. Manifest from self-satisfaction. Manifest the like greatest possible version of your future. Manifest, and that will, I feel like, really set the ball rolling on the Jupiter retrograde as well. You know, the retrogrades serve us. They don't punish us as much as it sometimes feels like that. They serve us. They help us see and release what's not of service. And so there's this beautiful golden Jupiter optimistic, yes, expansion. And then it's 9/9. So September is always a month of completion because it's the 9th, and 9 is about completion and rebirth, an embodied rebirth. It's a like highly spiritual number. When it's the 9th of September, you have this 9/9 code. And one of the astrologers that I was researching said, like, 9/9 is graduation. You know, September's always like, where it's like, okay, here you are. This is what your year birthed within you and within your life. And many of us have been on a huge pilgrimage in the last few months, inner and outer. And so like the 9/9 is like that arrival energy. And it's absolutely a beautiful time to again manifest, be in ceremony. Any kind of embodiment practice is amazing on the 9/9, but also celebrate yourself and integrate. Sometimes we don't integrate because we don't celebrate the healing journey that we've just achieved, or the total change, or even the total chaos we made of our lives. You know, sometimes we have to celebrate in order to embody, in order to integrate. And like I said, this energy in September, when I tune into it, is like embody. It's like pulling your higher self into your body. And so we have completion. And what we have next on the 14th, and I just want to point out that like September, when you get a month where like everything is very steadily kind of, there's one day and then there's another day, and it's all very like rhythmic throughout the month with like equal space, and just kind of suggests that there's going to be this like very steady rhythm, this heartbeat in September with your inner journeys, inner to outer journeys. And on the 14th, also right in the middle of the month, On the 14th, we have Virgo new moon. And so, you know, straight after the 9/9 completion, there's a new beginning. And this moon is charging, it's energizing, and also Virgo's service. So this is a beautiful time to be connecting to your service, be asking for new beginnings in your path, in your service. Also a very good time to get organized. You know, think of the Virgos in your life and how wonderful they are, how good at organizing and planning they are. Really powerful time to like create bullet points, you know, and call in the resources that you need and call your energy back to yourself and really be in the lightness of the rebirth. When I tune into this moon, it's light, it's free, it's peaceful. And also at the same time, so the moon is always 3 days, and at the same time, on the second day, on the 15th, Mercury goes direct after being retrograde since August 23rd. And so your ability to communicate gets smoother and easier. Everything aligns, everything becomes more fluid. There's that nice forward motion energy with the moon. And on the 15th, the sun is trine with Uranus. There's so much sun action this month. It's like illuminated. Truth is light. And so the sun, this is like clarity, light, transparency, truth is the key. And the sun trine with Uranus, that's being free. Powerful day to do healing. It's actually the 15th and 16th. Really powerful time to do healing. To release attachments. To let go, to surrender, to expand. To make new choices. To take leaps of faith. It's got this beautiful, this moon has just got this beautiful energy of like, whoa, time to live it, time to choose it, time to be it. Powered by this like sun in the planet of revolution and freedom of self. Really powerful time to do something like ecstatic dance as well. Anything you can do to help it come through your body, whether it's swimming or dancing or yoga, is a really good thing this month. It's a really good thing every month, but particularly this month. And on the 15th, Venus, from the 15th to the 30th, so the end of the month, Venus is square Uranus. And for me, when I tune into that, that is you really becoming free of all of the trials and tribulations in Venus retrograde. It's the embodiment. It's you making the free will choice to be different, to no longer operate from those patterns. It's power. It's about like not coming through reaction, cultivating new impulses, having deep inner change starting to manifest in your thoughts and words and actions, especially around these matters of the heart. And so, you know, it's impulsive change, but if you're giving yourself groundedness and spaciousness, it's going to be change that is aligning, that is impulsing into your higher self, that is beating with the heartbeat of your higher self. And right, and then within that period of the 15th to the 30th, where we've got this real Venus square Uranus, super energy, creating change on the deepest, most intimate levels of ourselves out into the world. We've got the equinox on the 23rd, and the equinox is always about balance. It's always, always, always about balance. It's about changing direction. Your energy actually changes direction during the equinox. It's about if you've been in your masculine coming into your feminine, if you've been in your feminine going into your masculine. It's about swinging in the opposite direction in order to rebalance. So maybe you've been, I know loads of people this summer have like just felt the call to be like out and about doing all of these festivals, and there's been so much movement. Equinox is going to bring in a time for those people, me included, more stillness, more staying at home, more being in yourself, you know? But you can ceremonially work with the equinox and choose where you swing into. If you don't want to swing home, then how does that opposite of what you've been doing, what can it be? I also highly recommend being in ceremony on the equinox and being in nature. Nature is where we connect to the frequency of our true self. Come into your nature on the equinox. It's going to help that Venus square Uranus manifestation of the heart and the true self through you. And then the month ends just as the Venus square Uranus ends on the 29th with Aries full moon. Which when I tuned into it, I just had the word Phoenix energy. You know, Aries fire, and it's leadership, and it's beginning, and it's warrior energy this moon. I had a beautiful experience in August where, you know, I understood that, like, so my Venus is in Aries, and I was working with David Nicol, who's amazing, in a workshop, and we did this experiential astrology, and I understood that when Venus is in Aries, you need support. You need support to come into true leadership. You need your back supported. And in a way, what I feel like the whole of September is about us getting organized for our backs, whether we're Venus in Aries or not, but for our backs to be supported so we can make those leadership choices, so that we can be that Phoenix power. If we choose to work with it. The full moon is also connected to Chiron, and Chiron's a wounded healer. And so this is an absolute, you know, when it's a Phoenix movement, it's like time to come. When it's a Phoenix moment with Chiron and Aries, it's like no more victim, warrior now. Charge through it, transcend it, be more than it. And it's going to superpower you up for October, which is eclipse time. So September's a really, really beautiful time to get fresh and embodied and ready for what October brings. And it's just the key is space. And I also, that frequency of resting that I mentioned when I was talking about the equinox, we're going to do a meditation for that. But yeah, what do we think? What do we think of Magic Month of September? I'd love to hear from you. It's positive. It's about moving forward. It's about positive change. It's beautiful. Also in September, I am so excited to say that Starlight's course in channeling and connection is beginning, and the energy of the course this year is just so beautiful. It's so mega. It's so magical already. And yeah, you know, in terms of finding stability and truth, channeling takes you to your truth. It helps you live your truth. It is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself. if not the greatest, because it is yourself. It's channeling, and I cannot even begin to imagine how hard life is for people that are not living the divine conversation right now, because everything else is so unstable that even when you are living the divine conversation, it's hard. But channeling just means that you have support from multi-dimensional levels to do what you are here to do. And I can't imagine doing my path without the support. And it's just so much fun. Like channeling is, the channeling course is like the most fun time of the year. It's just pure magic. You know, it's like add magic to your life in the most beautiful, amazing way for 3 months, fully submerge and swim in the magic, and learn to master all of your amazing gifts. And so that's what Starlight has on offer. I don't have a link to it, but so you can click this link which says find out more, and it will open up to the channeling course and you can find out all about it. And if you have any questions, just let me know. I don't have a link, but if you're in Brighton, I'm also doing a day called Tree Charge on the equinox, which is a day of like Tree of Life ceremony and forest bathing with Priska, who's amazing. Otherwise, I'm all about the channeling course. And so that's what I'm all about, because it's huge and yeah, it's amazing. And like I said, it's one of the best investments you will ever make in your life. It will serve you for the rest of your life. The only other thing I want to tell you about, which isn't till January, but Starlight is doing a soul journey to Egypt. And this is a trip of a lifetime. It has been guided. The synchronicity has been absolutely phenomenal around it. And it is a 16-day pilgrimage through all of the famous sites, but also really off the beaten track as well, to some really rare and amazing places. And so, yeah, that is also coming up. If you are called to both, amazing. If you are called to one, then come to the one you're called to. Both of them are going to be absolutely amazing. So you can click the link and find out more about Egypt as well. If you want to know more about channeling, do go onto the website, because there is loads of free webinars and stuff coming up. So sign up to the mailing list and you can find out more about channeling. And yeah, I don't actually have cards because I'm in Magical Azores tonight, and so I don't have any cards because I didn't have the space in my case. So I can't do card of the month, but let's tune into word of the month, which actually is very fitting for September, because September is all about hearing yourself. So rather than a card, closing your eyes and connecting to this powerful grounding force. Noticing how this inner grounding force brings you into magnetic resonance with the core crystal of love, the heart of Mother Earth. And take a moment just to feel that beautiful vibration of the core crystal of love. To welcome it up into you and open up. Open up. To the heart of the earth. and ask her, ask the Great Mother, what is your word for the month? What is your word for the month? And see what arrives. Just allow yourself to roll this word. Roll this word around your body, around your heart, rolling it around your throat chakra and your third eye, rolling it in your sacral, your solar plexus, rolling it all the way back up now through the heart and the throat and the third eye up into your crown. I'm feeling it drop now all the way down into your root. And hold this word in your root. Setting intention for this to be your word for the month. Setting the intention to give space to this word and the discovery of what this word means and how this word can help you. Now, I'm going to ask for a transmission of energies to come through. A transmission of energies to come through. Imagine yourself in a beautiful woodland at the very specific time of year that is the equinox. Really connecting to this time of graceful change, of peaceful change. Notice the colors and the sky and the bird song and the smells of this forest. And choose to relax. To relax into this forest in your imagination. Noticing that as you relax, as you drop into self, noticing that the true self, the truth of who you are, is harmonized. At the depths of yourself, the real self, the true self, it's exactly the same frequency as that feeling of the forest. It's a frequency of peace. belonging to the earth, of being one with the change. And there you go, softening in, softening into that change. Just take note of this feeling. If a situation isn't creating this feeling within you, then it isn't a situation that is your truth, that is from this place. Because your truth will always lead to peace. This feeling will always be present in your truth, in the expression and experiencing of your truth. Because your truth is nature. Breathing in love. Breathing out gratitude, feeling a golden rain shower of light, taking any energy that is meant to go to the earth. And a big beam of source light coming in, taking any energy that's meant to go somewhere else as an offering to the stars. Breathing in love. Breathing out gratitude, sending your love and your gratitude to Gaia. To all of the minerals, all of the plants, all of the animals, and all of humankind. To fire, earth, air, water. To love, light, matter, and mystery. To all of source and all of self. Breathing in love and breathing out gratitude. When you are ready, opening your eyes. Have a magical, magical, magical month of September. I hope that if you are called, you join us for the course in Channeling and Connection at the end of the month. It's going to be amazing. So much love to you.